Now to our Get the Facts series. Reaction continues to pour in over the news that Florida's new Surgeon General will now leave school quarantine decisions up to parents. WESH 2's Amanda Dukes spoke with two medical experts about the public health perspective on this new rule.
Well, good afternoon.
Wednesday, Governor DeSantis and his newly appointed Surgeon General announced a new rule that allows parents to decide whether their child should quarantine if they're asymptomatic after being exposed to COVID.
Most of the students who are ordered to go home and quarantine don't end up getting sick.
The new rule departs from current CDC guidelines, which suggest a student who is unvaccinated and exposed to COVID should quarantine for 14 days. They can shorten that to 7 days by testing negative. Fully vaccinated students with no symptoms do not need to quarantine at home following an exposure, but should get tested 3 to 5 days after the exposure and wear a mask indoors for 14 days or until they receive a negative test. WESH 2 News asked pediatrician Dr. Alok Patel if there is truth to the governor and Surgeon General's claim that there is more of a cost to keeping an asymptomatic student out of school than there is to the potential risk of sending them back. Patel says you have to measure the risk in terms of the greater public health.
We've seen throughout the pandemic that asymptomatic kids in studies can still carry a large amount of virus in their nose. They can also be something called pre-symptomatic, meaning that they could actually develop symptoms 2 days after actually holding the virus in their nose. So how are parents supposed to differentiate?
Seminole County Medical Director Dr. Todd Husty agrees.
There is a risk of kids not being in school and not getting what we would consider a full education. Got it. But there's a risk in the pandemic also. So I don't want us to ignore the fact that there's a risk of spreading it around to families and to the community. And that seems to be what happened yesterday.
Both medical experts suggest a compromise between what the Surgeon General is suggesting and what the majority of public health officials support.
If we really do want to place some more responsibility and some more autonomy on parents, why not actually ask these parents to get their kids a negative test, a negative antigen or PCR test, to get them back into schools faster?
Amanda Dukes reporting, WESH 2 News.